I'm Brian Christie, and you got my name right, and that's good. My background in this goes back a number of years. My doctorate is in mathematical sciences from Johns Hopkins. My first position out of graduate school was with the National Academy of Sciences. I was a staff member of the Committee on Nuclear and Alternative Energy Systems between the then current time and the year 2010. And we looked in detail at supply issues, demand issues, environmental issues, and synthesizing the whole thing together. It was a 2-year project. It put out a report about as thick as the ones you have out there on the table. And it was an amazing thing. Of course, hardly anybody read it because it was so big. As the money ran out, the staff was whittled down to just a few remaining nuclear engineers. And the conclusions of the whole project were switched around in the summary. The project concluded, as Ms. Hicks said, that the most cost-effective way to approach the energy supply and demand and environmental issues around energy is energy efficiency. It produces more jobs, it's safer, it has a bigger impact per unit of dollar in energy than any of the other approaches. This was the major conclusion until you read the summary of the report and the paragraph which showed up in the news, which was National Academy of Sciences concludes it's all nuclear and coal from here on out. That was not our conclusion, but that's what came out into the media. So with that, I realized what it is that we were up against. And we're up against a very strong, entrenched industry with its own ideas about what is best for us, and we're not being asked. We are asked to be here today, and we appreciate that opportunity. It's good to have an opportunity to say something. But if this is democracy, and I asked how many are in favor of this project, raise your hands, and so we took a vote, and the nuclear issue, the nuclear option lost here, what effect would that have? Zero. We have no power. These are empty words. I would hope that the words that we have here today in this opportunity actually will have some impact as we go into the future. I will not address myself to the main issues, the main objections to nuclear power in this project that you will see from and hear from many other people today. The danger of nuclear power, the water use, the cost of it, the lung cancer and uranium miners, and the nuclear waste issues, and the particular issues about reactor design. A lot of those issues are important and need to be dealt with. They're all important, but there's kind of a major background issue here. It's like, you know, how come we're not talking about the elephant in the room? There's 2 cases, environmental impact. Business as usual in Fukushima. There are 2 separate cases. I hear all kinds of analysis about business as usual. Job well done, great. Traffic pattern analysis. Oh, that's great. How much use was that in Fukushima? It was not. We have here at this time, in 2012, a decision point, societally, where many things are changing. Things that are unsustainable are failing. Options are being created to perhaps allow courageous people and societies to make other choices than we have made in the past. In the past, we have made choices on the energy issue that have resulted in centralized energy production, such as this proposed pair of plants, that has a low probability of utterly massive destruction. The alternate approach, which is seen more realistically in the ideas around energy efficiency and solar and wind and other renewables, these are energy options which have a high probability of almost no impact, plus a lot of employment opportunities, and they are sustainable. And this word sustainable brings me to the focus of what I'm going to say here. Looking around at the website for Duke Energy, it's a good thing just to go look at their mission and their values and see whether what we are proposing here actually is consistent with that. Here is Duke's mission. We make people's lives better by providing gas and electric services in a sustainable way, affordable, reliable, and clean. Now there's 4 real good words that should be looked at. This requires us constantly to look for ways to improve, to grow, and reduce our impact on the environment. We talked to the Fukushima people about that. Is this what we are doing? We look at the part of the website about Duke's mission. We'll go into more detail about that in just a moment. We'll look at the values at that website. Safety, caring, integrity, openness, passion, and respect. All good words. I want to look at each one of these, look at the words, the important words in the mission, apply them to the proposal at hand, and see what direction that might lead us.
Mr. Christie, just want to remind you of our time constraints. We have a lot of people that want to comment. We are running a little bit behind schedule, so maybe just a couple more minutes and wrap it up.
I'm against it, so that's it.
I'll give you another couple of minutes.
Well, what about
Okay.
those words?
Those words. Let me just say a few things quickly about these words.
Clock.
Thank you, Sky. Affordable. $14 billion and a price tag that is likely to increase. The ones that I've been familiar with over the years, I was deeply involved in trying to stop the Clinton nuclear power plant in Illinois back many years ago. It was said, well, this is going to be efficient, it's going to be $1 billion, turned out to be 4. I mean, these prices continually go up. This was 11, now it's 14, what's it going to be later? Where is the line item that includes the cost of proper, with integrity, waste management? That's offloaded, that's not shown in the costs. Who pays for that? Well, the taxpayers. Well, that's still us. But talk about integrity, these costs are not being included. What about the costs of, for example, evacuating Charlotte, which is within the 50-mile radius that we asked Americans in Japan to leave when Fukushima was melting down? Where are the costs for that? Oh, that won't happen because our design is safe. And the Japanese, who've been dealing with earthquakes forever, have major earthquakes all the time, and their buildings sway back and forth on big shock absorbers. Their design was safe. And Fukushima was a major disaster amounting to at least $235 billion so far, and still counting. Getting larger because there's going to be Fukushima disease. There's going to be genetic downsides to this. It's going to go on and on, get worse and worse. So no, don't worry about it. There's insurance. 1957, Price-Anderson Act limits the liability of the nuclear industry to $11 billion. After which, what do you have? Bailout. Who's in favor of a bailout proposal for the insurance for the disaster possibility for this plant? Bailout. I mean, how many of those politicians running in the state of South Carolina right now come out and say, well, I'm really in favor of bailouts? No. Bailouts are not good. You've got a 10%, 5%, 10% coverage of the potential disasters from something like Fukushima happening here. Now, Fukushima was $235 billion and counting. They had 4 of the 6 reactors in operation. 2 of them would be accounted for here with the plant here, so maybe half of the damages at Fukushima could be estimated, $117 billion, maybe $120 billion. If you're covering maybe 10% of that with the Price-Anderson Act, you basically have no insurance. You have insurance plus bailout, and that doesn't work.
I do need to ask you to wrap it up.
We will wrap it up. Okay, there's issues here on all these ideas. I will put my comments in written form and supply them. One of Duke's values is openness, open to change and new ideas. We need to drop old think and adopt new think. Look at these things all over again. Nuclear waste. One of the words here is integrity. Integrity and nuclear waste, do those go in the same sentence? We can walk men on the moon, and we don't know what to do with nuclear waste? I mean, come on. I mean, I'm no expert, but I can tell you what to do with nuclear waste, and Duke Power can do it by themselves. You can take the nuclear waste and glassify them. You can surround that glass tube in concrete. You can surround that with a torpedo-shaped rifling design made out of depleted uranium from the military. Take it out in the middle of the ocean, above the trenches that are descending into the center of the earth, and let it go, and it will drill itself into the bottom of the ocean. And over time, it'll go to the center of the earth. Okay, so that costs something. So what? Integrity is one of the words that is in the mission statement here.
And I'm not sure we have time to go over all of the words.
I'm not doing
gonna
that.
have to ask you to.
I just chose one. So anyway, when you look at the price issues, imagine that what's being discussed here is really not honest. These are not the honest prices. It doesn't include proper management of the waste, and it doesn't include proper paying for evacuations and things like this. There are things that are missing in the prices. And finally, I want to say that times are changing, and I think times have changed already. If anybody knows who Molly Catchpole is, raise your hand.
Okay, Mr. Christie, we really need to move on, so I'm
Okay.
going to ask you to take
Look
your
up
seat. And
Molly Catchpole and do some innovative thinking. Where this goes is that the public is reclaiming its power. And it's doing this by using the internet to coordinate the power of the people to affect corporations. Molly Catchpole used online petitions to stop Bank of America from charging people $5 a month for a debit card, stopped Verizon from requiring people to pay $2 every time they pay online. The same idea goes like this. The petition goes out into the world, and it says, I am a ratepayer of Duke Power. If Duke has not backed out of the William States plant proposal by the beginning of December this year, then I will, providing 1 million other customers of Duke also sign this petition, I will not pay Duke's bill.
I mean, I really do need to ask you to put the microphone down on the stand, and we have our next speaker is, thank you very much.
Thank you.